So yesterday, President Trump posted something on social media, said, because of other countries' testing programs, I have instructed the Department of War to start testing our nuclear weapons in an equal basis. Does the Secretary General have anything to say on this proliferation issue? Now it seems it's getting more and more, how to say that, out of control?
Well, the Secretary General has been saying for some time now that current nuclear risks are already alarmingly high, and all actions that could lead to miscalculation or escalation with catastrophic consequences must be avoided. We shouldn't forget the disastrous legacy of over 2,000 nuclear weapons tests that have been carried out over the last 80 years. In other words, over the course of the entire lifespan of the United Nations itself.
You can see that in the UN.
And so from our standpoint, from the Secretary General's standpoint, nuclear testing can never be permitted under any circumstances. Yes, Linda.
Farhan, I don't know if you may know the answer to this, but can you clarify regarding the hostages? Islamic Jihad had hostages, I believe. Are they, when we talk about Hamas releasing all the hostages, those include them?
Yes, we want all hostages, including all the remains of deceased hostages, to be released by all parties.
But Islamic Jihad has released everyone they have, as far as we know.
I don't have a numerical breakdown of which thing, which party holds which deceased body, but all of them need to give them up. Michelle Nichols. Michelle?
Hi, Farhan. Sorry, I was having an issue. Just on China paying its dues, has it paid peacekeeping as well?
I believe it's paid a substantial chunk of peacekeeping dues, but what I was saying today in terms of today's payment was this is its full payment for regular budget dues.
Okay, and then can I just trouble you to read your response again on the nuclear question, because there was an interruption in the middle of it, which makes it no good for telly. So if you do it again, that'd be great. Thank you.
Okay, I'll just one more time and then we'll get to our guest. So the Secretary General has repeatedly asserted that current nuclear risks are already alarmingly high, and all actions that could lead to miscalculation or escalation with catastrophic consequences must be avoided. And as he has said, we must never forget the disastrous legacy of over 2,000 nuclear weapons tests carried out over the last 80 years, and that nuclear testing can never be permitted under any circumstances.
Speaking of the Chinese contribution, so we know that nowadays UN is facing a financial, let's say, liquidity crisis. How would that money help UN to navigate through the difficult times?
To be honest, any payments are helpful, but this is a very large payment of more than $685 million. So it's well appreciated, and certainly we thank the government in Beijing. But of course, we also stress that all governments need to pay their dues in full. You've seen the sort of financial pressures we've been under, and we do need full payments from all member states. Benny.
On that topic, does the government closure of the United States affect any of the U.S. payments?
No, that's not an issue for us. Obviously, what affects it is whether the U.S. Government pays us, but we
they
continue.
Can't pay for food trucks in the U.S. Why do you think they would pay the UN?
Those are separate issues, and of course I would like to point out that payment of dues is a treaty obligation, and all member states need to do that.
Even
yes,
when the government is closed, shut down.
That's a domestic issue. It's not. Different governments have different pressures that they face, but dues payment is part of their obligation.
When is the U.S. government?
Benny, this is not a debate we're having.
Wait. When is it due? Just a question of fact. I mean, is it usually paid?
You can talk to U.S. officials about how the shutdown affects them.
When is it normally paid? You know that.
What?
when is it normally paid? At the end of the fiscal year?
It varies from time to time, but we do expect payments towards the end of the year. Yes, please.
So the leaders of China and the U.S. Met in South Korea yesterday, and given both countries have huge impact on global development, what is the Secretary General's view on the significance of this dialogue for international stability?
We appreciate a dialogue among all nations, and certainly for nations who have as a critical a relationship as the United States and the Republic of Korea, we very much welcome their efforts at dialogue. Linda, and then Stefano.
Thank you, Farhan. I was just wondering, perhaps I missed it, were there any new developments regarding the release of any detainees in Yemen?
I just read out earlier a note that we shared with you yesterday about the efforts by Hans Grunberg and Moin Shem, our two senior officials. But right now, the number of those arbitrarily detained remains at 59. Stefano?
Thank you, Farhan. Well, you noticed that the Security Council on Sudan just released a press statement, but it's a very, the press statement, we all know, is the lowest it could go. So has the Secretary General considered sending a formal letter to the Security Council invoking the responsibility to protect, given the atrocity now unfolding in Al-Fashir? Well, I remember almost 500 people were just killed yesterday in an hospital. If not, why not?
At this stage, the Secretary General has been very clear about how difficult the situation is. In addition to Martha Poby and Tom Fletcher, the Security Council in its closed session today also heard from the Secretary General's personal envoy, Ramtane Lamamra, and all three of them have a very clear message for them. And the Security Council is engaging, and we expect further engagement as we proceed.
I'm sorry, I have to do a follow-up. One is a matter of a responsibility to protect, means there are really massacre going on while we're speaking. Timing is very important. Now, when it was the case, I remember Secretary General Guterres was just in the office. People think that he saved the life of 800,000 people in Myanmar because he sent a letter to the Security Council while in Myanmar they were slaughtering people. The Security Council, came together right away, was ready to act with the resolution. And what happened is actually all the killing all of a sudden stopped. And they were able, these people, 800,000 people to get to the border with Bangladesh. So asking again, why the Secretary General is not sending a letter or doing a strong statement to say, to tell to the Security Council that this is the moment to act?
The Security Council is already seized of the matter. Like I said, 3 senior UN officials spoke in very clear terms to the Security Council just within the past few hours. And so we are delivering a very strong message about the killings that are going on. You'll have seen the statement that the Secretary General himself has issued about the situation in and around Al-Fashir. He's considering his options. If further steps are needed, he will consider those at that point.
So is he satisfied with the press statement? That's enough? The press statement of the Security Council?
What he wants is for the killings to stop. As I just told you at the start of this briefing, one of the things that Martha Poby pointed out is that the parties have shown encouraging signs of their willingness to engage, and she urged member states who have leverage over the parties to encourage them to take this critical step. And so she's pushing on different member states and on the Security Council.